All right. Welcome to the team call, everyone. If you were delayed getting in, I apologize. Zoom has changed their rules, and I went through and changed all my settings. And for some reason, people are still getting put in a waiting room, and I'm having to manually admit them, and I'm doing that while speaking to you. So this is really a first for me to have to do these two things at one time, hitting admit while I chat. Wow. All right, so we're going to start off by congratulating our newest crystal manager. Cindy Donaldson just hit it today. Cindy, unmute. I know you were down to the wire with your date, so share with everybody. I'm so proud of you. And you were a product user for a while, so you're new to the business.
Yeah, I've probably been a product user for 8 or 9 years. And earlier this year, I reached out to Susan Wheeler and I was like, why am I not doing this as a business? And she's like, I don't know, Cindy. I guess it just wasn't the season of my life to do it. But just kind of been sharing. And as well, as you know, I live full time in my RV and travel around the country. So it's a little bit of a different dynamic than most people, since I can't do a lot of face-to-face stuff, especially now with COVID. But I've just been sharing and kind of telling my story. And I had this self-limiting belief that because I owned a successful company, that I didn't want to share my network marketing business because I didn't want my customers to think that I wasn't successful, that I had to do a side hustle. And I've just really let go of that. And now I'm just talking about it openly, and it's just working. It's great.
That's so cool. And I'm glad you said that, guys, because for the rest of you, sometimes we do have limiting beliefs and stories that we tell ourselves that really hold us back. And we're going to address that and much more tonight. So if you guys hear of anyone, if you hear of anyone not being able to get in, I'm going to leave my phone here. Maybe just send me a message so that I can try to stay on top of training while watching this, because this is a challenge. Yeah, see, they keep coming. So, all right. So what I want to chat with you guys about tonight is becoming a difference maker, having a difference maker mindset. And this is not my own training. This is something I've spoke of Bruce, Hampshire before. I'm very blessed in my small rural area. Those that follow me know I have horse and buggies that go by my house. We have this beautiful ministry called Towards the Goal Ministry, and they provide training to businesses, local area businesses. It's crazy, and it's primarily Amish people that come to these trainings, and you'll see a few small business owners like myself, but it's mainly Amish, and they have these unbelievable trainings. And when they train us, they want us to take the training and they want us to share it with other people, just like anything I do. Like I always tell everybody, if you follow me, you are welcome to use my posts. You are welcome to train on anything I give you, because that's what my goal is, that we'll just have this continual ripple effect. And whatever I teach you that maybe works for you, you'll share and you'll teach, and it will just be this beautiful ripple effect. So hang on one second, Scott. Can you come and check every once in a while and see if I need to let people in here? I'm having trouble. Are you going to be gone? Okay. So 5 types of persons. There are 5 types of persons, and I'm going to talk about all of them. And a difference maker so celebrates the success of others, offers hope in every situation, leads by serving, learns from failures, listens for advice, shares success, controls emotions, extends empathy, provides solutions, develops others, tells the truth gently, clarifies expectations. See if you ever see it like this right here. Gets everyone involved, creates opportunities for growth, makes the invisible visible, builds on own strengths, stays in their own lane, multiply efforts through others, shows the way, and leaves a legacy worth repeating. How many of those, you guys, do you feel like we do together as a team? Like when I read this, I was so fired up, because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is our team. This is what we do. This is network marketing. This is certainly Isogenics. So I'm going to talk real quickly. I want to get through this because I wanted to use this to then segue into having some of our most successful people in our whole organization share with you and answer some of your top questions. So 5 types of people. The first one is called value subtractors. And you guys tell me if you know any people like this. None of them are on this call. These are exclusively me-centered people. It's all about me. Everything is all about me. These are toxic fault finders who drain the life out of any team or organization. And you guys probably have bumped into some people like this along your journey, I'm sure. And hopefully not on our team, and hopefully not in isogenics and network marketing, but they are everywhere. And we talk a lot about making sure that your circle of 5 is strong, and you don't want anyone who's a value subtractor to be in your close-knit group. You just don't. Number 2 are job holders, and they're me-centered also. They're indifferent. These people are apathetic, low ambition. They are check collectors, and they do just enough to get by. And you probably, especially if you've worked in corporate America, you've experienced this. Hey guys, let's be honest, there's people in network marketing that just do enough to get by. So we find these people quite a bit. Then there's value adders that are still me first, but they're a little more project centered. They do like the team for coordination. These people can work on a team, but not very effectively as a good team member. They value individual recognition and completing projects, but seldom value meaningful collaboration. So they like being part of a team, but they aren't the glue of the team. The project on the table takes precedence over the people in the chairs. So, still a good contributor to the team, but not exactly a difference maker. Number 4 is value creators. These people are team-centered, and they're more us versus them. These people are very skilled at what they do, and they do experience success. However, they are typically a little territorial. They favor their own group and don't play well with others. And I know sometimes we've worked with people, you guys, that aren't the best team players. They kind of prefer to do their own thing, and they're not all in it for the whole goal of bettering the team. And then lastly, we have the difference makers. And these people are we first. They're organization centered. We, then me. These are the we-centered. They're the strongest in the sense of the term. They have taken self out of the equation. They operate selflessly and will do whatever it takes for the team to experience success. Statistics and recognition are the last things in mind. They are also known as humble servant leaders and legacy leavers. I hope that this makes you guys feel good about yourselves today, because when I saw this training, I was like, I put it aside and I thought, I'm going to bring this out for a team call. And I hope when you guys hear what a difference maker is, that you realize you are difference makers. And sometimes when we're having a bad day, I don't think we realize the difference we do make on such a huge, huge scale. And the little things that you do to coach your clients, to pour into HHP, to pour belief into people, to encourage people, motivate people, it makes such a difference. And if you've been around long enough, maybe you've received a card in the mail that's brought you to tears. Someone thanking you for sharing isogenics with them, with someone maybe thanking you from the business perspective of, helping them with a plan B, with a second stream of income. And if you're new and you haven't experienced that yet, my prayer is that it happens for you soon, because there's nothing more fulfilling, and it really does make you feel like you are a difference maker. So difference makers, last thing on this, are the minority, but they're crucial to any forward-thinking, successful endeavor. They give us a reason to think differently from another angle or perspective. And keeping that in mind, guys, as we are attracting people to our business, a lot of people come in for the products. They don't come in for the business. We love our happy product users. So when Cindy was saying she's been a product user for 7-8 years, and she is just now sharing, and she became a crystal manager today, that's why we never give up on people right there. You never know when people's life situations will change, when maybe they came here for one reason, but now they're looking at this for a totally different reason. That's why we always love on our people. We stay in touch with them. We follow up with them, and we never, ever, ever give up. And we really strive to be difference makers. So I hope you guys found that powerful. If anyone's interested in that, it's definitely a little more in depth. I'm skimming over the notes, but I have it, and I'm absolutely cool emailing it for you if you'd like to train on it yourselves. All right. I think you can, I'm going to start asking questions so you don't have to keep doing that. Thank you. All right, so what we're going to do is I asked for you guys to share questions. What would you like to hear from some of our top income earners on our team? And then I wrote a few questions that I get asked an awful lot, either when I'm being interviewed or, you know, people will just ask me people that I'm coaching. And so I kind of tallied up the most popular, most asked questions, and then I tried to partner them with different top leaders, six-figure income earners, all at least 3 stars and above on our team, finding the appropriate question for the appropriate person. So I'm hoping we have time to get through them all. We probably will go a little past 8:30. So, you know, I really want, as I'm asking question, guys, try to keep it to about 2 to 3 minutes so that we can get through them all, because I really would like everyone to have a chance to share. But what I'd like to start with is one question I get a lot. Now, most people don't know what question they're going to get here, guys, but like I said, I know everybody that I'm interviewing, so I really had a good idea of who would be best suited to answer each question. One question I get a lot is, how do you juggle Isogenics with a busy family life? If you have a full-time job, how do you juggle it all? And when I thought of who would be good to answer this, when I thought of Sarah Farnsworth, Sarah came on as a product user. She was a hairdresser, and one of her clients that sat in her chair would bring her snacks. She actually would bring her the thing. She was my customer. She would bring her things that she didn't like, and she'd give them to Sarah because she knew Sarah was into healthy stuff. And Sarah got started as a product user, and she juggles a very, very busy family life with 3 kids, all involved in activities. Her oldest just started driving and doesn't drive a lot, so she still does a ton of driving. Her husband has a full-time business, and she does a lot of work with him, working for him. And she was doing hairdressing in the nights, the evenings, the weekends, and everything. And she's had to juggle a ton. So Sarah, are you able to unmute and just share how were you able to juggle it all until you were able to walk away from hairdressing and do Isogenics full time?
Okay, I should have known that this was coming for me. So really, I'm best when I'm busy. And what I was doing was already talking to people every day. So I was in the community, just living life and sharing what I loved. So it came very easy at first to share with people. And it was a fun thing for me because it is my passion. So I loved helping people in all areas of their life, but especially with health and fitness. So for me, it was an easy transition into this business. So I don't have network marketing experience either. So that might be something to add.
Yeah. And so, but juggling it in, like, where did you find the time?
So I can remember when I was in the salon and I would have a break between clients, I would go back and message people or make a post on Facebook, or just in the pockets when you had 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there. And I actually trained my team this weekend on the same thing. Like, don't be overwhelmed by how much you need to do. We are grossly overpaid for the small amount of work you do. I don't work 40 hours with Isogenics, but I am well compensated for the hours I work. So just remember that. Just touch it every single day a little bit.
I am so glad you said that. That's so well said. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And if you guys don't all know Sarah's story, follow her. It's just been amazing to watch her be able to get out of hairdressing completely and be able to work at home and be home with her kids. So I'm so proud of you. Thank you. And you do a great job juggling it all. And guys, she is not only successful in this, she's a difference maker. She's a difference maker. So thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Cindy.
Awesome. I'm going to have Lisa Maciel unmute next. And Lisa and I worked together in our last businesses, and we used to run together at our conferences. And the question I'm going to give her is, how do you stay motivated when you're either going through a plateau period, or maybe your cycles are down? Lisa actually hit millionaire before me, you guys. She opened up her second business center before me. She has out-earned me at different points of our journey together, and she has plateaued, as I have. So I thought Lisa would be a really great person to answer that question. How do you stay motivated, Lisa?
So I took notes because that's what I do.
Of course.
In case I forget things. No, so I mean, as most of you know, I mean, for the new people coming in, you don't know what you don't know, and so I think it's great to have your blinders on and just go. But for those of us who have been around for, so it's my 7th year, just over 7 years, and sure, I mean, I think a lot of us know that this business isn't always, you know, up, up, up. It's a cyclical business, and I think if you think that it's going to go like that, that's not always the case. I mean, it has its you know, peaks and valleys, but I think it's those valleys that you learn the most about this business, because it's what makes you stronger and makes your business stronger. So I think the one thing for me is, yes, when I came in, we just had no idea what was really going on. It was like just ignorance on fire, and we just did it. And you know, now 7 years later, we've seen the cycles go up and down, but I know with things going on right now in the world, my business actually, especially enrolling is not down, because I'm still consistent with doing everything. I think some people are sort of afraid right now of doing some things, but this is the time when, and I just heard a corporate call today, Lindsay was speaking about that, and she said this is where social media is very important right now, because we don't have that personal touch when we're out and about. So we really should be doing a lot on social media. And honestly, that's what really grew my business early on, was the consistent things with social media. I probably grew my business 95% of my business I probably came from Facebook. I'm not big on Instagram. I have an account. It was mainly to kind of watch my daughter, but I just say find a platform that works best for you. Whatever you're more consistent with is what is going to work best for you. And for me, it's Facebook. But I think just being consistent in those down times or the peaks, like always keeping your goal forward focus. My why has changed over the years. At first, when I was working full time, it was to, okay, let me cut back my hours a little bit so I can grow my isogenics business a little bit more. And then it was, let me grow my business a little bit more so I can get rid of my full-time job. Check done, did that. Then it was like, okay, what credit card bill can I pay off? So, you know, my why has definitely changed over the years, and we got a lot of our debt paid for. And then when things kind of took a little dip in our cycles a couple of years ago, we had made a decision to put an addition on. My daughter goes out to college, and we put an addition on. Do a little things backwards here, but so anyway, now we have that bill. So that is my goal, to pay off that loan, and along with our mortgage and all that. So I think just keeping your goal at your forefront, because if you're a little discouraged, maybe things aren't going the way, you're hearing some no's, and we've heard a lot. Cindy, Kelly, Lori, all of us are heard a ton of no's, and that is common. If you're getting yeses all the time, that's great, but you will get the no's, and you just have to keep doing the consistent things all the time, prospecting, connecting. I had someone shadow me years ago, and they came 2 days to be in my office watching me and what I do. After the second day, they're like, well, you kind of do the same things over and over. And it's true. That's what it is. Like Sarah said, you touch your business every day, no matter what. No matter, you hear a no, well, what's it going to take to get you to a yes? You know, don't end the day on a no. I always try to end it on a positive note when you're connecting or prospecting and all that. So always end it on a positive note. Keep your vision, your goals in your forefront, because we are going to have those valleys, but it's the peaks that, you know, make it so much sweeter. And I always have, you know, my vision board nearby, so I can always, you know, look at things to make sure I have my blinders on, and just keep doing the do. And let me just look here, staying consistent, keep being plugged in no matter what. This is the perfect opportunity. There's so many training calls out there. There's no excuse. No one ever leaves this business for lack of training. There's so many opportunities out there. So stay plugged in. I always do the hard things first too in the morning to get those out of the way, and then it makes the rest of the day go by so much easier. But I can
eat that frog.
Eat that frog. Exactly.
Eat that frog.
Yeah. Right. So I think that's basically what I have. This too shall pass, right? There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And I think by, you know, connecting with people now, don't wait for things to settle down with what's going on in the world. This is a perfect opportunity to keep doing the do and reaching out now, because people need what we have. So
amen. We're going to end on a positive note with that too. So stay till the end, you guys. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. And she actually answered another question that I was going to talk about,
All right.
consistency. No. And, you know, I think everybody would tell you that we're talking to tonight, all of these top leaders, they would tell you consistency is key. So thank you so much for mentioning that. All right, so next I'm going to ask Kelly to unmute. And Kelly, what I'd like you to answer is, I get a lot of people that will say, do you lead with the business? Do you lead with the products? How do you talk to someone that is enrolling for weight loss and share with them about the business? So Kelly, I'd like you to address, you know, you're so good at using HHP and using all of the tools. How do you get Isogenics into your enrolling conversation?
Well, I mean, I think what I lead with depends on, you know, I like to always ask questions, what their goals are, and, you know, if their goal is weight loss, I'm not going to start with, this is a great business opportunity, but I'm going to listen to their goals. I'm going to, work from there. And I always will bring it back around to, the best thing to do is have some great accountability partners. And who do you know that want to do this with you? Who do you know that want to get healthy along with you? And, because people are going to have a million questions. I can't tell anybody until I have results and blah, blah, blah. I mean, guys, I've been doing this for 7 years. And today I had someone tell me they want to start with the sample kit, the shaker and 5 products. That's what she wants to start with. And, and of course, this is via Facebook message. And I got on the voice messenger and said, listen, I like to set people up for success, and a sample kit is not going to set you up for success. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you may, first of all, with the sample kit, you don't even get to pick your options. You may not like the shake flavor that you get. And even if you do like the shake flavor, you might hate the first shake because a lot of us don't love our first shake. So I want to help you set you up for success. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. You need, the minimum that I will let you start with is either an everyday health pack where you can do 1 shake a day and ionics and cleanse, or 4 canisters of shakes and you do 2 shakes a day. So if you start with that, I'll throw in a sample kit for you. But you need to get these products in your body. You need to see, you might hate your first shake, but you might love it by the first month or by the first week, because your body's getting used to it. So, you have to just, I was not going to sell someone a sample kit to get started. So I think that you have to meet people where they are, but you have to say, you got to set people up for success. So, just being honest and, telling them, people are like, oh, I hate, some people just have these ideas. It's like somebody saying, oh, well, this is a pyramid scheme. I don't want to do that. And then I say, well, what is a pyramid scheme? And they can't even tell me. So you just have to always be asking questions. That's a huge thing. Finding out what the goal, because sometimes what people initially say and what the real reason is are completely different. So, just keep asking questions and getting to the real truth of it. And, and you find out a lot more by just, asking more questions.
Yep, I've always said that. Become a professional question asker, find out exactly what they need, offer the solution, but always plant the seeds. Her verbiage was so easy and lighthearted. No one's going to be like, oh my gosh, she asked me to do the business. She said, do you have anybody you want to share this with? Do you have anybody that might want to be your accountability partner? Awesome. Thanks, Kelly. All right, moving on. We are going to ask, I would like Randy and Jody, if you guys could unmute. This is going to be a little bit different, but I think it's timely also. I would just like you guys to share your personal story, if you can quickly, with this being your plan B and your retirement. I mean, it's a beautiful story. I'd love you to share.
We got 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, I'm like looking at how many more questions I have and how many people, and I'm wondering, ooh, okay, 8:45. Give me till 8:45. I can do this.
It was not our plan B when we started. In fact, she forced me to start. I didn't even want to do the products.
No, I actually saw Lisa. We obviously were with the same company as Cindy and Lisa had done a post, and the post about her husband literally mirrored what Randy was looking for. And I wanted to lose some sticky pounds and was a little frustrated. And so I just came to him and said, hey, I think I found a lifestyle solution for us. And he said, no. And I said, let me rephrase. We're going to do this, and I'm going to do it with you. And I said, but we're not going to tell anybody. And so we started in January. We both fell in love with the products, both had great results. And by soccer season, when you're shedding layers, we had all the same parents on the sidelines, and they literally looked at Randy and went, what did you do? And so after about the third time, when he wouldn't share with people, I said, are you going to be a selfishie about this? You have the golden ticket and you're not going to tell them what you're doing. So he told me I completely sucked. And so the funny part is I had my other business at the time, and I had not taken the time to look at the comp plan. Note to self, I should have done that much, much earlier. And so I said, I'll have my business, you'll have your business. We'll just have two independent businesses out of the house. We'll be fine.
Being the kind of guy that I am, I said, okay, you fatten them up, I'll thin them down.
And so it really was, Lisa and Randy were sitting together at an NYKO, and they sent a screenshot showing the 6-figure income earners. And in our previous company, when they talk about 6 figures, it was in how much you sold, not how much you earned. So I texted him back going, okay, smarty pants, are they earning 6 figures or are they selling 6 figures? And I really thought he'd come back saying selling, and he came back saying earning. And at that time, there was probably 100, 200 people on stage. And then the next screenshot that came through was, and here's our 7-figure income earners. And I went, tell Lisa I'm going to call her as soon as she gets home from conference.
Which was funny because that morning, Lisa and I were talking, and Lisa asked me, when do you think Jody's coming on board? And I said, I don't know. It's soon, but I'm not pushing because she's really happy where she is at the moment. But I knew she'd be coming.
Yeah, the key part that a lot of people didn't realize, part of the backstory is with Randy being a pilot, there's a forced retirement date. And so I looked at him, and because Delta had gone through bankruptcy and we took huge pay losses 12 years ago, I had said, I'll give up my other business. We'll run this together. But if it's not where we need it to be, I will go back to corporate America. And so thank goodness I haven't had to go back to corporate America yet.
The resume looked ugly. I had taken a 60% pay cut back in 2005, 2006 with Delta and lost half my pension. And it's hard to plan for something like that. And I was 55, 56 years old looking at retiring at 60. And we weren't ready for that. And thank goodness they extended the retirement to 65. But by the time Jody came on board, I was earning more than she was after 8 months of working Isogenics, and she'd been working 12 years with Tastefully Simple. So that caught her attention.
Yeah, so powerful. And I love seeing you guys.
It was interesting too, having not been in corporate America for 12 years, it was really like I sobbed for a week trying to write a resume. So think about those people now who have been stay-at-home moms or who haven't been in corporate America for a long time. It's devastating to try and write a resume again, and they don't know what to do. So this could be a beautiful option.
And when people talk about in the corporate world that you have no control, I mean, we had a union and they negotiated everything for us with the company. So I didn't go in and ask for a pay raise. We negotiated and I got whatever they came up with. I got vacation days with whatever they came up with and time off whenever they said I had time off. So it really was totally out of my control. And by the time that I retired, we had made up the difference in the retirement.
What a blessing.
So, and we're just going on from there.
What a blessing. Well, thank you guys. I love that. I love that story and love seeing you guys build this together. So I appreciate that. Awesome. All right. I'm going to ask John Stankiewicz to unmute. You and your mom have stepped it up during this time. Oh, look at that. People are waving their books. How cute. Yeah. I'm like, where's mine? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Not on fire though.
Oh yeah. Mine's not on fire either. I'm not burning that. But what I want to ask you, John, tell me your why for stepping it up with your mom and going live every single day at 10 a.m.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, guys, at the end of the day, this is a business about bringing value and building relationships. And we're so blessed to have this community to plug into of positivity and support. But most people don't have that are outside of Isogenics and outside of network marketing. So my mom and I were just like, what's a way we can bring value and just kind of keep people, their spirits high and in a positive light during this time. And that was just the idea we came up with. And there's really no plan behind it at all. If you guys have been watching, like we just turn on the camera and go. And some mornings it's a little more dull. Some mornings like today, we have Jacqueline there and we're just like laughing, joking. But people, like, it just makes people happy and brings positivity to a time where there's not a lot of it. So that's really, it really is just like to provide value. And you guys like do funny things, light some stuff on fire. You know what I mean? Like go out there and have some fun and make people laugh. It doesn't have to be all strict mindset or like an agenda behind it. Just provide value, and people really appreciate it, and it all comes back around in the long run. So that's really it.
Yeah, and I just think that's what we need to do right now is step it up. And that's, you guys have done that. And it was so neat on the mastermind call having Linda Wells, like, thank you guys today. And I've been saying that already. So thank you for adding value and stepping up. I love it. All right, Lori, I'm going to ask you next. I get a lot of, how do you get your team to think deeper? Like, how do you get them past consultant? You've done a great job of getting people then to manager, director, executive. You built executives. So can you speak a little bit to that? How do you get people to see the big vision?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
That's a really good question. I wish I could tell you I was more strategic. I speak from my heart so passionately. This business, this opportunity, my life is so close to my heart. So I have to be careful. Like when I get on a call with, so recently, I just had someone in my 3 PET start sharing really quick, and thanks to the START people that were happy to connect with her. She was like 26. And once we got off that Zoom, I did a welcome call within a Zoom. If I start throwing my heart and soul into that relationship and showing what's possible just through, asking questions, my own story, I can really you can feel people out, right? And so when I have that matched energy or anywhere close at this point back, I take that person completely under my wing. This person is in, my 3 PET, and we're working with her sponsor. It's kind of a threesome, for better lack of better words. And it's, and sometimes she just comes to me and she's already got a new person and that one is sharing, got their first post up. This has all happened in 3 weeks. So to be honest with you guys, I wish I could tell you that there's people like that coming into my organization all the time. I'm sure there could be. We all need to get better, but what has kept me going, because I have rank advanced 6 or 7 people of my personally enrolled to executive, and probably 10 on our entire team. But what's disappointing is a lot of them are not showing up anymore, and that's their choice. And you cannot blame yourself for that, because I know I've shown up consistently. And you have to keep that door open and not get bitter, even if you have to work with, that's a lot of mindset that has to come through, knowing that the next, your next person is coming. They're people's belief. I guess the biggest thing is I work on my belief really, 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 really hard, because it can get really hard when you're standing by yourself after 6 years sometimes. And I don't mean that I have some of my team members on here. I don't mean that I don't have people working, but maybe, the level that you were raising people towards. And what I have found is that when I can find at least one person that is excited and wants to run in anywhere in my organization, I can keep going and I can keep my positivity, because that keeps me excited. So I constantly look for activity and look for people that I can show what is possible. And if they catch it, then I have someone to run with. And I'm always here for everyone else. But when I see them running at a pace like that, I will be right next to them.
Yep.
And that just makes all the difference.
Yep, we walk with the walkers, jog with the joggers, and sprint with those sprinters. And you've done a great job of that. And you're always able to pivot and shift and really be able to step up for your team. So thank you. Thank you for your leadership. All right, Susan, I'm going to ask you. I thought this was a good one for you, especially with your book. One of the questions was, have you ever had a wall-kicking moment, or something that you really needed to overcome, and how did you do it? If you want the true answers, buy the book, guys. But Susan, can you speak to that? Overcoming.
I've never had any kind of wall kicking moment or adversity. It's been smooth sailing, 8 years in the business. And yeah, I've had a lot of wall kicking moments over the years. It goes like this. Right. So I will tell you a wall kicking moment I had. I love to share this. Some of you have heard it before, some of you haven't, but there was a time going to conference is a huge, it's just a game changer. We are alone all the time here. And so when we're at a conference, we're linking arms with other people, and we see that we're not doing this by ourselves, and it really makes a difference. So I wasn't going to go because I didn't think my business where it should be. And I was really adamant that I was not going. I was not going to go. I was not going to spend any more money. I had done all the training. I had done it all. And Cindy said to me, her advice was, Susan, this is when you need to go to conference, when you're feeling like this, your business isn't where you want it to be. So, you're not punishing yourself by not going is not going to grow your business. So I went reluctantly like this. I really did. And there was a speaker there that I totally related to. And it took her several years to get her business to $1 million a year. And I thought, okay, everybody just doesn't rise to the top. And that was really great for me to see. She's Alexis Romano. She's one of the top income earners in Isogenics, and she started out, I think her first year was maybe $6,000 or something for the year. And, it went up from there, 13,000, 23,000, 64,000, 900,000. So when I saw that, it poured belief into me. So when I have wall kicking moments in my business, I don't get jealous of anyone that is out earning me, out enrolling me. I look at them and I just say, it's possible. If Tyler's doing it, if Lisa's doing it, I can do it. I have felt that plugging in, this is why everyone needs to be here. All right. Because usually we don't have, things are a little different right now, but we are not surrounded by people day to day in our business. So coming to these calls and plugging in is imperative, because we're not here to brag, or we're not here to feel bad about ourselves. We're here to say we're all in this together. And if someone else can do it, it's like breaking the 4-minute mile. Once one person was able to do that, now it's kind of not a big deal. And I think it's important to be here and see what is possible. So I hope that answered your question.
That did. Thank you. And guys, she does, if you haven't read her book, she talks about all of the obstacles she has overcome. So it's pretty amazing. And this is the thing, you will have obstacles, and we have an obstacle right now. And I'm going to ask Tyler to take the last question. So you guys give us 5 more minutes here. We're going to close it up now. One that I'm getting a lot, Tyler, is how do you feel this virus is affecting us or will affect us? And you and I have had some pretty good conversations about this. So if you would just address that for everyone.
You asked the wrong person this question.
No, I asked the right person because you have a good, strong mindset about it.
No, so I'm glad you didn't even say the C word, because I'm not wallowing in it. And what's interesting is every issue going on right now is not caused by any kind of molecular biological thing. It's caused by human behavior. The economy is a response to human behavior. Empty grocery store shelves is human behavior, and the human behavior driving everything right now is fear. And that fear comes from not us. You know, most of us, our day-to-day lives, if it wasn't for other people's behavior, would not be affected at all. But because of what we're consuming on a daily basis, we're living in a constant state of fear. And I'm so grateful for this business, this community, and my personal growth over the last 3 years because of this, because I'm prepared for this. And I think a lot of you guys are prepared for this. I've been saying for years, don't watch the news because it drives fear. And now it's more visual than ever. And, you know, while 97% of the world is going to choose to view this as a horrible time, to feel sorry for themselves and wish that their job situation was better and wish their community was better and wish their business was still running, the 3% of people who have been working on themselves for the last 2 or 3 years are going to seize this opportunity. And I've been saying that the last couple of weeks, like you can really tell who's been working on themselves right now, because the ones that have been working on themselves are not depressed. They're not sad. They're not in fear. They're excited. Because if you've been working on yourself, you know that when I hear about recession, when I hear about issues like this, I get excited because that's opportunity. And that's, you know, this is not, how many times have we seen, this is unprecedented times. Unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this before. Well, I haven't seen it that much. I'm pretty young, but some of you guys have seen this in your lifetimes, and I saw it in my lifetime in 2008. Somehow we forget, right? After 2008 happens, we're like, next time we'll be more prepared. We'll save that money. We won't sell everything when the stock market drops. We're not going to live in fear. And then it comes around and the news gets to us and we do it again. It's cyclical. Oh, I mean, 2008, 2001, 1970s, the Great Depression. And every time the greats of this country, the greats of the world rise from those ashes, every single time. After the Civil War, when this country almost fell apart, you know, the Industrial Revolution happened and America became one of the greats in the entire world. And after the Great Depression, we call it the greatest generation, right? Or the golden generation was born. The generation that saved the world from tyranny and built this country into what we are today. And in the 70s, you know, we had this recession, and all of a sudden companies like Apple and Microsoft come out of those ashes. And in 2008, you know, Isogenics grew like crazy. So we have to be excited right now. We have to be focused on where we're headed and quit worrying about these little, you're not gaining any benefit from watching a death count by watching a virus count. You're not gaining any benefit by consuming this news. You're going to gain benefit by focusing on what you've already been focusing on, keeping your head down, keeping the blinders on, like Lisa said, and doing what we do. And like Lisa said, not caring about the opinions of other people. If someone's going to hate on you during this time, they're ludicrous, because people like us that understand this are the ones that keep the economy going during times like this. Without salespeople, without people moving product, the economy would fall apart. And it's our job, it's our duty to keep it going. It's our job, it's our duty to give people an opportunity to make an income. It's our job and our duty to give people, you know, nutrition to help them live a healthy lifestyle during this time. And we're all going to be grateful for it. You know, 3 or 4 years from now, we can look back and say, remember when, you know, the entire world went to crap and we all rose out of this and we produced, you know, some of our new executives, some of our new free stars. And that's what we've been doing. I mean, we promoted 8 or 9 managers in the last 2 or 3 weeks. We're promoting 2 executives this week. I'm speaking that into existence because Richard Lynn and Cody Thompson are about to get it done. And we're having record weeks because of our mindset. I know a lot of you guys are experiencing the same thing. So just keep your head down, stay focused, focus on abundance, not fear. And I can't wait to celebrate where we're at a year from now and look back on this and laugh.
That's great. Thank you, Tyler. And, you know, guys, I'm going to tell you, he's taken some criticism for having that positive attitude that you guys are all in the chat box, you know, applauding him for. He's taken some heat for it. And, you know, as his mom, it's a little hard to see that, but boy, oh boy, I mean, I'm like, I love talking to him. I love listening to that, because this is the deal. You listen to Brendan Bouchard, Tony Robbins, any of the personal development people that we follow, Eric Worre on his 3-hour webinar tomorrow. If you haven't signed up for that, get registered for that free training tomorrow. They're all saying, this is your time, guys. You've been waiting for this, that there has never been a better time for us to help people with their health, to help strengthen people's immunity systems, to help give them something as a plan B that might need to be their plan A right now. We have the best opportunity. Guys, we were talking on our mastermind call today, people that are selling hair care and makeup, you know, they're struggling right now because people aren't even taking showers. We are, but you know, it's like, we have something everybody needs. We've got this gorgeous gift that we just want to give to everybody. So seize the moment, you guys. View this as an opportunity. Talk to your upline. If you're struggling at all, reach out, ask for help, because all of the people that you heard from tonight are strong. We're bulletproof in our belief in this company and what it has done for all of these people earning great incomes from it. And we're here to help you. We want you all to be six-figure earners if that's your desire. So love you guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing. You inspired me. I'm never going to get to sleep tonight. I'm so fired up. Go, Cody and Richard. We can't wait to celebrate some more executives. And guys, don't give up. Director is next. So they're going right, past director onto executive, but we're going to be talking a lot about the crystal director reset and executive. We really want to get people to both resets, getting all the money that is on the table right now and into your hands. So have a great week, everybody. Thank you. Love you guys.